Hello, everybody. My name is Deanna, and this is my first YouTube video on the topic sickle cell disease. Um, you know, I felt like telling my story or giving my testimony would help other people, and I also do a bunch of lives on Facebook with my friend Tiara. We also both have sickle cell disease. I am 27 years old. I found out that I had sickle cell disease when I was first born, when my mother found out when I was first born, which her and my dad both had sickle cell trait. Being that they both had sickle cell trait, that's how I became, with sickle cell SS. I have the worst kind of sickle cell. Sickle cell SS is the worst one there is to deal with. I just felt like, we don't really get treated properly or get treated how we supposed to get treated with this disease. Like, people don't really take it serious. You rarely would hear, sickle cell disease out there. You know how you hear cancer and all these other diseases. So I just felt like it was important, for us to like talk about it and tell y'all the things we go through, because I'm pretty sure it's people all over the world that go through the same thing we have to go through in Savannah, Georgia with sickle cell. Um, my mom found out, like I said, when I was born. Um, when I was younger, I really didn't catch as many sickle cell crises as I did when I got older. But after I have three kids. After I had my third child, I started getting sick more and more and more. It was it wasn't, it was like I was going to the hospital every week, every week, every other week, every week. I was going in and out the hospital constantly and constantly and constantly. Like, they tell you don't have kids and you're gonna die, or this, that, and the third, or they give you this age limit and say, oh, with sickle cell people aren't gonna live, by the age of 30, which is not true, because they're not God, and no one can really tell you, okay, you're finna die. No, they can't just tell you that. Only person that know is the man upstairs, is God. He's the only person that know when it's our day to go. They cannot tell you, and don't let these people tell you or scare you to think that you're not gonna live to see, the age 30 or 35 or 40, because you just never know. Y'all, I have been through so much with this disease too. It's not funny. The thing with sickle cell disease, it's mainly a African American disease. Yes, other races can catch it, but it's mainly a African American disease. So being that it's like mainly African American people with this disease, we don't get treated properly, because they look at us as being like drug seekers or addicts, and they think that we are just coming in the hospital just for, pain medicine. And to me, I just feel like that's not fair to box everybody in that category when, you know, everybody's not the same. Like, I'm not going to come in the hospital and fake sick just to get pain medicine. Like, I have three kids at home and I have a life. Like, my kids is my everything. I'm not going to just be faking sick going in these people's hospital when I don't have to. And then you got to think, like, you don't need all that extra medicine coming in your body if you don't need to have this extra medicine going in your body. Y'all, I have had over 10 surgeries. I have had 10 surgeries, 10 or 11 surgeries in my whole entire life, which to me, I just think is sad that I have had to go through all these things. And, you know, I take more pills than my grandmother take. Like, I have to take pills every day for the rest of my life. And what really irks me, y'all, being that, this sickness is one of these things that take you away from, like, your like, it just take you away from your life. Like, you have to go in and out these hospitals. You got to leave your family. You have to leave your kids. And it's heartbreaking that, we can't be at every event. We can't do everything. We can't do stuff that, normal people might can do. Certain people just we be sick too much. Like, it's certain people who be sick so much till they can't really live the life that they want to live. And, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about my background and with me dealing with sickle cell. And I love to hear people's stories that's around the world. I would love to hear y'all stories. If y'all have a story, please, please, please let us know. Let me and my friend Tiara know. She's not on here with me tonight, but she is going to be doing videos with me. We are trying to educate people. We trying to get this help that we need. Where we stayed, we don't have a sickle cell clinic for our grown folks. And I think we need one because these doctors treat us so bad, y'all, till it's not funny. Okay, like I said, I was diagnosed as a baby, so I knew I had sickle cell from all 27 years. Some people don't get diagnosed till after they're a certain age. Like, I know people that didn't find they had sickle cell till like 16 or, stuff like that. So that's why I tell people it's still important to get checked. Even if you think that they checked you and they told you you didn't have it, it's still okay to get second opinions because you wouldn't want to bring a child in this world like that. Like, I couldn't, if my kids would have had it, I don't know I don't know where would I don't know, I don't think I could handle that. That's why I tell people my parents, especially my mom, was a strong lady to be able to see somebody suffer like that and you cannot do anything about it. So I'm going to just tell y'all a bit of my testimony. Okay, I found out I had sickle cell at birth. Okay. I've been in and out the hospital, in and out the hospital. But to me, I never was in the hospital as much as a kid. I remember one situation where I got sick real bad when I believe I was in my teens. If I wasn't, then I was I was young. And I remember the doctors telling me and my mom, it's good that you got here when you did because your blood was extremely low, and if you would have let it get any lower, we probably would have been having a different conversation today. My blood was just that low that I almost died. It got so low, and I did not know. Like, I felt bad, but I didn't feel like real bad to where I had to go to the hospital like immediately. I started feeling bad, but as a kid, I didn't like going to the hospital. Like, I wasn't living for anybody else, so I didn't like going to the hospital. I didn't feel like it was like a must. And going through that as a young person, it was a lot to deal with. Having to hear a doctor tell you if you didn't come when you did, you could have possibly died. That was my very first scare in life dealing with this disease. Like I said, I've had about 10 or 11 surgeries throughout my time being in and out the hospital. What else? At 16 or 17, Memorial Medical Center in Savannah, Georgia. The doctor had hooked me up to the IV and stuff, and he gave me medication, pain medicine. And what upset me was I told the doctor, even after they gave me the pain medicine, I was like, well, doctor, I'm still not feeling good at all. The medicine you gave me did not help whatsoever. Because there's going to be times the medicine might not help you. The doctor told me, oh, well, you look fine to me, so we're going to just go ahead and send you home. So I said, no, you're not going to send me home because I don't still feel well. Like, I don't feel no better than I did before I came in here. So you're not going to send me home. He told me he was going to send me home, and that was that. He wasn't going to, discuss it anymore, and he was not going to go back and forth with me about me still saying I don't feel well. So I was so hurt till I just got up and just stormed out. Yes, when I stormed out, I did still have my IV hooked up. Like the fluid bag wasn't hooked up to it, but it was still hooked up in me, which I had got so frustrated, I was willing to take the IV out myself. They got the security guards to come get me. Um, the doctor took the IV out. The nurse took the IV out. The security guards told me that I had to stay with them until my ride came and got me. These people put me in handcuffs and made me sit by them in the ER hallway where people could have walked past and seen me with handcuffs on me like I was a criminal. Mine now, I'm a minor. I'm like 16, 15, 16, or 17, somewhere around that age. So I'm a minor, and y'all are like doing all of this to me, all because I said I don't feel good and I'm not going home if I don't feel well. Like if I have not had any relief, why should I have to go home? If I'm telling you I still don't feel good, like I feel like you should take that in consideration and be, helpful to the fact that I'm letting you know I still don't feel well. All I'm gonna do is come right back. So just go ahead and keep me now instead of sending me home. Like, what if I would have went home and died or something? I thank God, that did not happen, but you just never know. So, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm sitting with the security guards, and at this point, I'm calling everybody like to come get me, calling my family, to come pick me up. And no one's answering the phone because it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I literally did not plan on having a ride back home because I didn't plan on going home. I knew it was one of those sickle cell crises that I needed to stay in the hospital. Like, I know my body. I'm not just coming in the hospital because I just want to be there for pain medicine. It's That's not why I'm coming in the hospital. The reason why I'm coming in the hospital is because I'm sick and I really, really don't feel good. So, my dad came and got me or whatever, but it took it took forever for anybody to answer the phone for me. And I remember them telling me, if no one comes to get you, we're going to take you to juvenile. You're going to take a 15, 16, or 17-year-old to juvenile because they didn't feel good and they did not want to go home because they still wasn't feeling good. You're going to take a person like that to jail? That hurted me to my heart, y'all. And it's very emotional when you have been through so much. You didn't ask for the sickness. And, it used to be a time I used to question it. Why did God give this to me? Why did God, make me like this? I used to really ask that. And I used to be hurt because I'm the only one in my family that has sickle cell. And I used to be hurt. And then I started thinking, well, I'm not going to look at it that way. I'm just going to say I'm the blessed child or I'm the lucky child. God wouldn't have gave me this if he felt like I couldn't handle it. He wouldn't have made me this way if he felt like I was not strong enough to deal with it. What else? Situation did I have as a kid? Then I had another situation at Memorial Medical Center where this doctor pricked my finger. Now, sickle cell is a blood disorder. And usually when you're going into a crisis, you need fluids. You need oxygen. You need these things. The doctor pricked my finger and came back and brought me a pain pill. Now, people that have sickle cell know that the doctors, your actual primary care or your hematologist, gives you pain medicine to take home. So if you're in the hospital 9 times out of 10, if you had to come to the hospital, that means the pain medicine that you have at home is not helping anymore. So I told him, and I believe I was like 18, 19 then, probably 20, I'm not really sure. So I told him, this is a blood disorder. You need to like really check labs, not just prick my finger for my hemoglobin. You need to check my retic. You need to check my white count. You need to check all these things to see, what is going on. When you prick my finger, it's not going to let you know if I'm sickling or not. It's not going to tell you that. It's a blood disorder. So usually you need IV fluids, you need oxygen because you're not getting enough oxygen passing through. So the man did not want to do anything else for me. He wanted to give me a Percocet pill and send me home. So I told him, sir, I still do not feel good. I don't feel good. Only thing you giving me is a pain pill that I have at home. I have took these medications before I came here, and nothing had helped. So I'm here now because I need help. I need you to help me feel somewhat better. I need you to help me get some type of relief. That man talked to me so bad, y'all. So bad. To, once again, the security guards. And I don't even believe it was just the security guards. I believe the police actually was with the security guards. Now, the security guards and police is telling me to hush. Well, they telling me to shut up. They wasn't saying hush. They was saying shut up. But the doctor is steady talking trash to me. Steady disrespecting me. But they ain't telling the doctor to hush. They're not telling the doctor to be quiet. They just hollering at me. A sick person who have a disease. This man do not know the pain that I go through or any of us go through to be able to tell me that the pill is going to help me. That's not right. That's not the way you treat anybody. That's not right whatsoever. You cannot tell by looking at us that we're sick. You cannot tell. And the thing is with Savannah, Georgia, when we was like kids, we had a actual clinic. It's called Backus Children's Hospital. Them people took great care of us. When I say great care of us, they took care of us. If somebody didn't treat us right in the hospital, they was going to go see about that person. They cared about us. They actually loved us. Like, they actually was genuine. As you get older, you don't have them same people to be nice and genuine how they were when you was younger. When you get older, people stop caring. Yes, it might be some doctors that might care and try to help you. And there's some nurses that's out there that's good and that would try to help you. But the majority of them are not. I'm talking about are not. I'm sorry, y'all. Is not going to help you. Um, I, um, I want to kind of tell y'all some of the stuff that really, um, bothered me. Also, when I was younger, as well, I had a doctor tell me that I was going to die because he said I was not taking care of myself properly. So he said, I was going to die. You know, usually I have stuff to say back, but for some strange reason, it hurted my feelings, and all I could do was cry. I cried, I cried, and I cried. I don't know if it was because I was just that sick that particular time, till the fact that I believed it was going to actually happen to me, or if I just was really hurt. Because I'm a very strong person, and usually when somebody says stuff like that to me, I have a comeback. But that particular time, I broke out in tears, and I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know if it was because I believed that he was saying that I might actually die or what. So I called my dad and my mom. I called both of them, and I was crying. So, when I called both of them, I was like boohoo crying. I told my mom first, and she was upset. Well, our mom is not a confrontational person. She's not like, she's so sweet. She's like, she's so like, she's sweet. She's a sweetheart. My daddy, on the other hand, he's a fool, and you're not gonna disrespect anybody that he loves. I called my dad, and I was crying. I was telling him about it, and you know, he called the hospital, and they let us. We had a meeting with the hospital chief over the ER, the emergency room, and the doctor that said, that I was gonna die. He was in the meeting. The chief was in the meeting, and some other people was in the meeting. I guess like higher people at the hospital. And I really believe that they fired that doctor. I believe that that was probably the only time that they actually helped me. Any other time when I call a patient relation, to tell patient relation, my issues or my concerns that I had, in the hospital, the people over the phone like they apologize, but it's not their job to be the ones to apologize. Like, I just feel like the person who did whatever they did to you should apologize to you. And, like, the head of the hospital should call and apologize. About 2 years ago, I was in the ER. Well, not the ER. I was in the hospital. Admitted in the hospital. And this tech brought me a heating pad. And usually I get heating pads a lot. I mean, it kind of, like, eased the pain up a little bit. Not much, but it kind of helped a little bit. And, I went to sleep that night with the heating pad like I always do any other time I'm in the hospital. And the heating pad, I woke up to use the restroom that night. Okay, I woke up to use the restroom that night. And, like, on my thigh, something just didn't feel right. So I went to, like, feel it and feel what was going on. And I felt nothing but blisters. Y'all, the heating pad had done burned me. Had burned me. I pressed the button for the nurse. She came and she apologized. And, I could really feel like she was genuinely sorry. She kept apologizing, kept apologizing, kept apologizing. Nobody from the head of the hospital came to talk to me. Nobody, like the charge nurse, didn't come talk to me. No one came to really find out what was going on. When I talked to the doctors, my doctor the next day, only thing they said was, "Are you going to be okay? Just put some Vaseline on it." I still have those marks on me, still to this day. Still to this day, I have marks to remind me how I got burned by a heating pad in the care of the hospital. Yeah, like, it's sad, y'all. It's sad, the things that we have to go through. And I really want to hear other people's stories. They got sickle cell from all over the world. I really want us to all try to, support each other and try to get something going. Because y'all know, with dealing with sickle cell, we get called all kind of things. I have heard them talk about, like, doctors and nurses talk about other sickle cell people badly. So I know if they do that with other folks, they do it probably with me as well. If you never had this sickness, if you never been in our shoes, you cannot judge, because you are not in our body to know how much pain we be in. It's times that I'm sick and I cannot walk. My legs are hurting that bad till I can't walk. And usually when I get sick, my arms, my back, and my legs be hurting. And it is some people that come to the hospital just for pain medicine. But a lot of us come because we're really sick. Like, I have 3 children. I don't get to see my kids like that when I'm in the hospital, because people be scared to bring them like that because they feel like it hurts them, or, they just don't want the kids seeing me like that. So I'm not going to fake sick or play sick just to get pain medicine when I know I have 3 people that depend on me and 3 people that need me. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that and have to leave my kids? Like, I love my kids. It's no pain medicine worth me leaving my kids. I love spending every moment with them that I get. It's no reason for me to want to leave my children at all. And y'all, don't let these doctors tell y'all that y'all can't have kids and discourage y'all from having children because y'all think that y'all going to die. No, your sickness might get worse or it might improve. I know somebody who had kids, and they say that since they had their kids, they don't even get sick anymore. So it just all depends on the person. But you can have a child. I don't suggest, having like several, because like I said, after my 3rd child, I started getting real sick, like real sick. And the last baby took everything out of me. But I do think that if you want to have a child, have your child. Don't let them people tell you you can't have a child and you're going to die, because they have told me that as well, but I did not listen, because I serve a God that's almighty, and I don't need to listen to anything man tell me, because I pray to God every night, and he's the one that's looking over me. He's the one that's going to be, he the one that's making the shot, calling the shots, not them. So do not let them ever tell you, oh, you can't have a child, you're going to die. No, I know several folks with sickle cell that have 3 and 4 children. Now, I don't suggest you to, have these children back to back, because I feel like you need to give yourself time to, like, heal and get your energy and all of that back. That's what I did. I had kids back to back, and I just feel like it took a lot out of me because I was having them so quick like that. Like I was saying, like 2 years ago, I was in the hospital, and my right shoulder was hurting real bad, y'all. Like, it was hurting so bad. Like, it was pain I never been in before. Like, if you done been in a sickle cell crisis, you know the pain that we go through with that. But my shoulder pain was triple. Like, it was hurting way more than a sickle cell crisis. My doctor them had me on the highest dosage of pain medicine there was. And it was to the point where they couldn't even go up on the pain medicine. They couldn't give me anything else. They had me on like 3 different pain pills, the IV pain medicine. Nothing was helping. It took them 2 weeks to find out what was wrong with me. I never forget my doctor at the time, Dr. Meg Phillips, and she was so sweet. When I first started going to her, she was so sweet. She came in the room and she said, we got good news and we have bad. Which one do you want to hear? So I said, the good news. All she said for the good news is, well, we know what's wrong with you. Okay, if you consider that as being good, okay. The bad news is all I could see was tears in the lady's eyes. So I knew it was something that was bad. She said, you got something called a vascular necrosis. So I'm looking crazy because I'm like, okay, what is that? I never heard of it. She said, that means your bone has died. So I said, bones die? So she was like, yes, bones die. So then she said, your bones deteriorating. So I said, I thought that, it was just the hips that y'all told us, like, the hip bone was going to, be the one to deteriorate. And she was like, well, that's mainly where sickle cell people get it at, is in the hips. It's very common that we see it in the shoulder. So it's not very common that we see it in the shoulder. So I'm right-handed. It hurted so bad, y'all. I could not use